Hello, my name is Brittany Blackston, and I would like to talk to you today about advanced directives, confidentiality, and informed consent. Death and dying is a difficult topic for many to talk about. I've watched many physicians awkwardly utter the words asking a patient what their wishes are. However, it is an important topic for us to discuss, and oftentimes it is a topic that is pondered too late when the patient is no longer able to make those decisions for themselves. This poses an ethical dilemma for many families because they're left wondering the same question. What would they have wanted? What would they wanted their family member to do? And yet, now they've got to make that decision. It puts a heavy burden on their shoulders. Gunderson Lutheran Hospital implemented a program called Respecting Choices. There's a nurse that goes around, and that's what she does. She goes through a list of difficult questions, and it's put in their file. So whenever they come in, if something were to happen, or when something happens, the hospital already knows exactly what the patient wanted, and it was done at a time when they were alert and oriented and able to make those decisions. That was a fantastic program. The result was that nearly all adults who died in that city, 96% of them had completed an advanced directive. It was a fantastic program. What they also found is that the cost of care for someone in the last 2 years of life is $18,000, which was down from the national average, close to $26,000. There was one hospital in New York, the average was $75,000 for the last 2 years of life, because it just wasn't something that people wanted to talk about. So now I want to talk with you about the federal law that was enacted in 1990, was put in place to address the situation. It's a Patient Self-Determination Act, and it spoke on asking patient if they had advanced directives for every patient that is admitted into the hospital. There are different types of advanced directives. Living will is one of them, and one of our most popular ones. It talks about if in the event of something happening to them, what would be okay with them? What type of advanced directives would they want? You know, do they want CPR? Do they want a tube put down their throat? It kind of guides the physician as to what the patient would or would not want. A durable power of attorney is the next one. This allows them to designate a proxy for someone to make those decisions. So, for example, if something were to happen to me, my husband would be my proxy or my power of attorney. He would make those decisions for me. Let's see. The next one that I would like to talk about is a DNR. DNR was put into place to say that they do not want CPR if their heart stops or they stop breathing. The next topic that I'd like to discuss is informed consent. Now this talks about is in reference to scientific terminology. In other words, we have a lot of mumbo jumbo lingo that gets very complicated. There's someone that's not educated, that may be very difficult. So this is breaking it down. This is into common terms, and so the patient is fully understands what's going on, so they can be completely informed. Another part of informed consent says that when there is research studies going on, the patient cannot be a part of a research study without being informed that they are a part of it, knowing exactly what that entails, and giving their full consent to do so. Confidentiality. According to the ANA, it's important for us to maintain confidentiality to keep the nurse-patient relationship intact. It's important for us to have that relationship with our patients so that way we can help guide and direct them in their health care. You know, if you don't trust someone, you're not going to take their advice. And it's very important that they are able to trust you and take your advice for the healthcare. Being able to share patient information in between healthcare providers is also important without accidental breach of information. This all falls within the realm of confidentiality, and that brings us back to HIPAA. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. They have the right to access their healthcare information. They have the right for it not to leak out to other sources. You can't share a patient's medical information without their consent. The exception is if a person's life is in danger or if it fulfills a legal requirement, then that's okay, but only the parts that are mandatory to save that other person's life or to fulfill the legal subpoena. Thank you so much for listening today. Talk about advanced directives, confidentiality, and informed consent. Have a good night.